So we've got Asia High, Asia Low, London High we mark out. London Low we're marking out. We've got all of our fair value gaps. And at the bottom of fair value gap is an order block usually. Not all, but when we mark this out, we can see, look, there's the midpoint of this. Sometimes price comes in, whips through the order block, and actually tags, whips through the fair value gap and actually tags the order block. So you just got to keep an eye on that. There's a really key area. The midpoint of the order block, before we take off, is sometimes you get some pinpoint accuracies on that. I'm just not confident enough to set my stop losses there yet. I mean, my entries there. Especially when we got liquidity like this, sweep liquidity, come into the order block, boom. Don't really need to mark out anything more from yesterday's high. Just the lows that we got. We got one here. Remove this stuff. Oh shit, man. Fuck. Don't need that right now. Alrighty. So our group call will start in a couple of minutes. Right now we're just marking the charts. Got some pretty clean areas. Pretty decent range. Kind of invalidated that. We've got that gap turned. And then just basic chop for today. Let's have a look at the sessions. Asia and London are almost bang on top of each other. Really small range. We may see some consolidation. We've got them slightly off each other. Not by much. Okay, 15-minute buyer for value gap. Let's get London low proper. Don't really care about Asia low, it's already been taken out. Got some key areas of liquidity just below here. So we took out Asia low and then returned to Asia high, which is very common. So now we may get a pullback and a continuation up to this higher time frame. Interesting, interesting. All right. Dun. Looks like we have someone in the chat. No. All right, let's get our group call open. For our inner circle members. Alrighty, we should be pretty much ready to go. We'll put that on pause. Pause the music. Alright, now what's our lead account? It's 26 for both, I think. Yep. Should have 126 for both. Yep, good. Alrighty. So we took out, push back up. What time was that? 7:15. So not quite at the 8 o'clock. Alright, we will be on our live call. Good morning, Lorraine. How are you? No stress, no stress. Started the call a little bit later, so I figured you may be doing some stuff. Right, we've got a bit of an interesting afternoon, interesting session. We didn't really do much yesterday. We kind of had that huge push up from Trump's crap yesterday, basically. Well, stuff on Tuesday night, which brought us the market boosting up, which is kind of, you know, if we go back to the daily, we kind of needed that. We had such a big push down since it kind of started, and pulling right down to some pretty concerning lows. Like, this was kind of the last area that I had marked up, this like supply and demand zone, that if we kind of got through there, I think this is kind of, I mean, I'm no economist, but sorry. Alright, there we go. Right, yeah, so like if you look at the daily, apart from all the fodder here, this was kind of like, you know, the last area that I had, like this supply and demand zone. I was like, if we get below this, then we're really getting into like some all-time low lows, you know. We kind of had a bit of a run and then a big pullback April of last year, and then the same sort of thing, a big run and then a big pullback, and I was like, well, reasonable areas to consider pullback to, like obviously, you know, pull back to this high, so high, broke, pull back to there. I was like, if we get much below this and get below here, then we're starting to turn into like reversal areas, but it looks like we bounced quite aggressively. Like I said, I'm no economist, but I would say, like, you know, once we get into below there, that's when we're talking about like economic crashes and stuff like that, or, you know, more like recessions. But the charts are looking very, very messy at the moment because there's a lot of kind of bullish momentum that's kind of taken on the upside, and I've still got quite a lot of it in there from yesterday, because if we do push down today, then it will stand for today as well. But my chart's looking much messier than I ever like to see it, but as we zoom in, it's not as bad. But we jumped up, we had this, you know, this low, swept the low, inversion fair value gap, pulled back into that, and then moved over the last like 5-6 days. So even the technical analysis playing out on the daily. But as we move down to the 4 hour, you can see, you know, we pushed up, pulled back a little bit, and then we broke out and just went for a run. We've got this huge fair value gap that we've kind of jumped over from Trump's news. I think that was like the ceasefire with Iran, whatever. Then that's left some big invalidation. So I think if we start to push back down below some of the lows, well, from the previous pullback, and start to close below there, we could see a bit of a pushback, but I don't think we're really going to see much of a collapse. I think it would just be a retracement. I do think the market needed to bounce a little bit, so I'm leaning more bullish, but we do have a bunch of bearish imbalances right ahead of us. So a few long from way back when, still holding price. We kind of dipped into that almost yesterday. As you can see here, we made a previous high. We didn't quite get into it. So, you know, what I'm expecting is maybe something more along the lines of, you know, this big push up. Then we get a little bit of a retracement, and then we can kind of get that continuation move. That's what I'd expect to see from here. How that actually plays out over the next few weeks, I don't know. Of course, it can be a shallow pullback, and the market can just keep going, especially with what's going on. Now, this is where fundamentals, I would say, does have a little bit to say, because, you know, we spoke about this, how, like, as a 1 minute scalper, you don't really need to pay too much attention to the fundamentals, but in the scheme of things for bias and direction, expectations of what it could do are kind of a bit confusing, because anything's happening at the moment. Trump's tweeting, the Iran war, all that kind of stuff is going to affect the way the market moves. So for me, what I like to do is like have a few predictions, and then just play the micro aspect of that when it kind of gets to those areas. It could do this, it could do this. I don't really hold too strong on a bias, but I do have what's happening in the like 1 hour, 15-minute key areas, and then trading on top of that, right? So we pushed up, created a high, pulled back, market open, recoiled most of that, and then we've just kind of trickled down a little bit for most of last night's session in Asia range and London range. Had a little bit of a push down. So for today's session, if we're going, if we're looking at the 15, I mean, we can look at the hourly, but there's not much there, but a 1 hour gap, a little bit of chop here, push down, push up. Yep. So what I'm looking at is a few different things that could happen. I can't see if Ed joins us, so I don't. I feel like they've changed a little bit, so it's hard for me to see when people pop in, but I'll try and keep an eye on it. Yeah, and I haven't. Every time I jump off, and then I don't look at it until I jump back on, and I've forgotten like 3 times in a row, so I've got to figure out. But just keep an eye out if he messages us. But yeah, so on the 15-minute, we don't really have much. We've kind of had like the Asia consolidate like crazy, then we had London just break low, we had a little bit of a low, we pulled back up a tiny bit, and then we kind of swept that a little bit, creating a new low, and then we've kind of pushed back up to where that gap was, and we've rejected off the gap. Now, this is leaving us with a couple of options, but I just don't really see too much happening for us in terms of like, I mean, there's still a 180 point range from London, but really, like, I'm feeling like we kind of had the low, we tried to make a new high, we didn't really make that high. We kind of had a sweep, we again tried to make a new high, didn't really make that high. So you can't really expect a reversal from here. I don't think we've got enough of the market to really make that move.
Sorry, that's me. I just messaged Ed, said message if you're waiting.
Thank you. I felt it vibrate, which I didn't think I would. So yeah, so what I'm really looking for is potentially a sweep down here to grab London low, and then we can trade back up, but there is a little bit of imbalance. That could be the one move, and then we kind of continue to the upside. I don't think that'll be the case. I think what we might do is get a little bit of chop to start with, and then maybe hopefully break to the. I would like it to break to the previous day POC and London high, and then trade back down. Right, come up, grab the London high, and then reverse from there to come back down through, maybe back down to one of the key areas from yesterday. We had a bit of a 15-minute fair value gap from yesterday, which got touched into once. That could create liquidity, and then that could see the reversal push up, right? That could see it then bounce. We may get a break straight down. It may just like kind of, this would be, so we've already had this kind of movement. We may see it just kind of break below here and come straight down to this. If it does, I don't mind a potential breakout trade from here to here. There is enough points, but it will be pretty like, it needs to be clean, it needs to be a strong pullback, and it can't reach these levels below. So it's going to be a bit cautionary, but I don't mind that trade. If we do get a break of structure here with a strong break, and then a retest of that to kind of trade it down. That break of structure retest that we sometimes take, and I'll be trading it into here. From here, this is where we could see a bounce. So this is the first area where, I mean, yes, on the 15-minute we're in a downtrend, right? And we don't officially kind of make that change of character, but like we kind of changed character here to shift down to break back up. But since then, until we break this structure, we don't really have confirmation of that downtrend. So this is going to be a key area for me today. I think if we get below this and it starts to move aggressively, I think it could just be an absolute dive and start to go down into that imbalance from yesterday, but I don't know if we will. So the one trade I'm looking for is a break and retest of this. Ideally, it goes up and sweeps London high before selling off, so they're both 2 selling options. It could sweep London low and continue and come back up to invalidate, but that's going to be a bit tricky, like I said at the start, because there's kind of a bit imbalance. There's some key liquidity areas. There's a fair value gap here, so I don't really know if I want to trade that one. It could be a situation that it does that, and then we just kind of have to sit through it, see what happens at London high. Yeah, the alternative to that is just tanks and tanks and tanks, which it could do, but I don't really feel that. So those are my 2 major options. It's really quite bearish. We are in that bearish downtrend. So break and retest of the low, or coming up to sweep London high and continuing down to this key area. At this key area, this is where I might look for a reversal. If it does come down here and bounce, that is an area where if we don't close below here, we actually get some kind of structure to come back up. I don't mind trading up from there because it does have quite a bit of room to that sort of supply and demand zone. So there's a little bit more room helping for a risk to reward, a better risk to reward. So that's the Dow. As for the NAS, NAS is looking kind of similar. We had that range, we kind of dipped into the higher time frame a little bit more on the NAS. So to me, that's looking more like we could bounce back. And we did the push back a little bit more aggressively with that low. Now we did create a couple of lows, kind of middle of the day, end of our session slash just before market close yesterday. And so these are key levels that are going to hold price for me. Today we did take out Asia low to push back up. We created a new low, a second low, like to hold and push back up to London high. We didn't quite take out Asia high, so there's like both London and Asia just right next to each other. So with the NAS, I think a couple of things could happen. We could see a quick reversal, so just like dips up, pushes up, maybe grabs this liquidity that I haven't marked out yet, this liquidity just here, comes up and grabs that or moves aggressively, takes out London high. And then I'm looking for a real change of character and potential trade back down to London low into these areas. Market open could open and just push it straight down to here, which is taking out these lows and these lows and these lows, and then looking for a buy, something like this. I don't mind that. And I guess the other option is we could kind of come down and do the same sort of thing if the markets want to tank today after what happened on yesterday, getting a bit more imbalanced, closing down, like starting to close down closer to where they opened for the week. Again, that'll be waiting for this break of structure, clean, retest, and then looking to trade that down. If that happens, I think we could be in for a massive run down. The alternative is coming back up into here. So what the market might do is it may not flip at London high. So we kind of, because we created this low, this high, like this new low, and we've just kind of trying to attack these highs. I would like to see an actual confirmation, not like a fair value gap, an IFEG, but an actual shock confirmation to trade back down. The alternative is we could kind of do this, in which case I'm not overly keen on buying. Again, I don't think the R2R here is going to be that good, and there's a few key areas. So buying through here, just 40, 50 points, 60, 70 points, not really giving me too much opportunity, if that makes sense. And then just seeing if it does return from one of these maybe liquidity areas or inside this fair value gap. If it does just kind of want to continue to push, it may be kind of a no trade, watch it just trickle on its way up on the NAS and into some areas where I don't know where it's going to reverse. So this is the only one where I think I'd be struggling to find a trade if it does this kind of movement up into the previous highs. But I don't know if it will. If it does that, I'm probably just going to have to, like, that'll be the tough one where I have to sit out and just be patient and be like, no.
Yeah, you sit on your hands tight.
Yeah. But if we do get a reversal from there, I want to check to see like a real confirmation retest, and then see if we got room down to the London low, or if we're going to break back below it. London high. Break back below it. So looking a bit more bearish on both cases, it looks like. Looking at this, so we've got kind of a push to the top side for the Dow to trade down, a break and retest for the Dow to trade down, all coming right down into this key area low, and then maybe trading up from there. Probably really only wanting to buy from here and selling from here or here. I think that's basically it. Now, market open may take out these highs because it's kind of struggled to do that. Like, we've created a high fair value gap, so it could just take out them and then turn. If that's the case, I think I'll just have to sit it out, and we'll have to wait to see if we get a break and retest or something like that.
Yeah, because it could also just strongly wick and then sit in consolidation.
Yeah, definitely. That is an option for today, and a bit of a concern. We could see sideways movement, and if it does, like, it's been pretty sideways. It's been really rangy on both the NAS and the Dow. Well, relatively anyway. So we could just see sideways movement and chop. That's the case. Just stick to our trading plan rules. Make sure you don't take any more than the max number of trades. Making sure that you're doing everything by the book. Following your rules.
Especially important for waiting for the actual spot entry.
Yeah. I've got 5 shots. Yesterday we took 4 wins and 1 loss, ending up about 0.5% up. So it was a bit of a sideways day. And missed the first trade. I called it, but I didn't enter it on my live account. That was a beautiful one. And then we took 3 more trades. Then I took a loss, and then I think 3 more trades, which we kind of break even. And then we took 1 trade, which was a small win, but that trade was actually a beautiful trade. But I was a bit too nervous. I over-managed it and dragged my stop loss into profit a bit too soon. It just tagged me and then went for a 100-point run. So A little bit too. Yeah, but that's okay. I was too nervous because of the. I think it was one of those ones where psychologically speaking, I traded and managed okay. We were at break even, and in my head I was like, oh, I'm up a little bit. Let's just take a small win and just be happy with it. Because if I take a loss from here, then maybe I'll be disappointed. And that kind of psychology played to over managing the trade and not allowing it to run as it should have. But yeah, overall it was.
Trade was that in the day? Was that your fourth or fifth?
That one was like the fourth or fifth. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that makes sense that you
Yeah.
start thinking, oh,
Yeah.
do I want to give up my...
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, if this turns and I'm in profit, and because I think two of the trades prior I was in profit and I let it go back. So, but that's bad trading. Letting the previous trades affect how you manage the current trade is bad trading. I'll be first to admit it.
And I think that's why I've just had to train myself to stop at a couple of trades because I haven't been able to get on top of that. So,
Yeah. But it's good. Stopping and like analyzing and not over trading is great. Like I think you've got that so much stronger than I do. I think your ability to be self-aware and just step out is really good because that's going to keep you fighting for another day. You know. I did unfortunately after that session I jumped like changed accounts because I felt like the move hadn't happened and I wanted to have that trade, but I'd taken my Fiverr trades and I stopped doing my copy trading, so I took one singular account which was almost at drawdown and I traded that and lost it. So I unfortunately lost one of my accounts yesterday. For full transparency, it was a 100k account, which is a bit sad, but that's okay. I was in a bit of a tight spot and I was like, I need to do something a bit more aggressive here, otherwise I'm going to be, because I reduce my risk if I have my trailing drawdown come down, and because of a couple of losing days my trailing drawdown has been quite low, and so the problem with that is you have a bunch of wins but you've got lower risk, and then you bring it up and you have 6 or 7 days of winning and you're kind of not really that much up, and then you increase your lot size and then you have one loss and it brings it back down again. So I was a bit like in this sideways moment, so I was like, okay, let's be a little bit more aggressive on a couple of these things. So I was, and unfortunately took a loss. But I'm at the point now where it's like I've had accounts for almost 6 months and not received enough payouts. And I'm like, well, the whole point of having live accounts is to receive payouts. So what's the point in having 12 accounts and having them all just chop around at this? I do have luckily because I've got 12 live accounts, I do have the option to be a bit more aggressive and see if I can remove myself. Because that was also, being that low was making my trading a little bit psychologically like, oh, if I lose this, then now it's gone. The rest of my slates are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I can take a breath.
That's wise. I mean, you do have to play the game a little bit differently with these accounts. And you have to calculate, is this paying out or not?
Yeah, and we talk about this quite a lot, the psychology of trading, but then the psychology of prop firms as well. It's like two different things. So we need to really focus on the two of them and make sure that we're not allowing the psychology of the prop firm and the payouts and all that kind of stuff affect the psychology of the trading. And there were a few times where I realized that it's like, oh, it actually was, and so I it was bittersweet. I was upset because I lost an account, but then I realized the only reason that I'm upset is because of my ego to say I've got $1 million of capital. But I mean, $1 million of capital isn't much if you're not taking payout. Like, if you're not actually paying yourself, then it doesn't matter so much, does it?
Eddie's here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He just messaged.
Boom. Eddie with the buzzer beater.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm sitting there like doing my thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I felt market open. I'm like, maybe we're not trading today. And then I finally checked my messages.
Oh, were you in for a while?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, man. I gotta figure it out.
Well, no, knowing that, no, I'll just kind of just shoot you guys a message when I'm here. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then I'll have my phone on. So
Okay.
they can hear that.
Yeah, we're going through the analysis and stuff, and then I because I think Zoom's made an update, and I haven't because usually what I could do is I could turn off the waiting room here, but I think I have to go into the settings, hard settings, and every time I close up here, I do my thing, I go away, and I don't remember until I've turned on Zoom again. I'm like, fuck. That's what I gotta do.
Alright. I'll throw a message in next time.
Alright, cool. Cool. Yeah, so I'm looking a bit more bearish most of the days, but we could have a little sideways day today. I'll try and whip through it really quickly, but on the 15-minute, we kind of had this consolidation for a little while. I'm looking for it to either break the low, pull back up, retest, and come down to this next section, or push up to London high and then reverse and then take a sell down there. I don't really want to buy. There's a few fair value gaps coming through and stuff like that coming up, so I feel like it'll be choppy buying up. Even a London sweep and then buy up could be a little bit choppy depending on how it plays. It could, if it moves aggressively, be okay, but I don't know if it will. As for the NAS, same sort of thing. We're just kind of getting to London high and stuff now. I feel like we did make a low, we made another one, so we could see that break up. But again, buying up, if it just keeps trickling up aggressively, it's not really going to be much opportunity. What I want to see is a reversal. Now from NAS, I could see that reversal now and trade back down, that's fine. If it pushes up aggressively, we could see it come back down. I am a bit concerned about this 15-minute buy fair value gap though, so want to make sure we got the right R2R before we get into that. But in terms of higher time frame, yeah, we could easily see it reverse, but again, the fact that we've credited a low, another one, and now we're kind of breaking up above the higher time frame, the 15-minute like sort of supply demand area that we've been battling for a while, above that London and Asia high, we could see it trickle up into these higher time frames. And then if it reverses from here, I want to make sure I've got a clean, like real solid shock switch reversal, and not just taking like a, you know, an IFEG or something like that to sell back down. Okay, so here comes market open now. London, NAS has actually come into a pivotal area. We did get a sweep of that. We've swept London high, we've swept Asia high. So if it comes down and creates an inversion fair value gap here, if we've got enough R2R, I don't mind that. Pretty aggressive trade straight off the bat. We'll have a look. I know I did just say I want to chop when it comes up for the high, but on the market open, if we push down aggressively from that, that is a different story for me. I feel like we could still get a decent trade, but not overly attached to it. Oh man, the Dow doing kind of what we did the other day. Push up, true shift up, come into a key area, didn't take out the high, push that back down to get a true shift down, potentially closing with a fair value gap. Did close with a fair value gap, pull back up. Oh, that is not a bad setup. Oh, 50 points. You know what, there's a liquidity area here. We're in a fair value gap. I'm not going to take this one, even though it is tempting. Just shift, unshift out of that higher time frame is not bad. Like, let's take it on the demo, if I can. Stop loss would have been quite high, 50 points. I mean, we did have an opportunity for the pullback. We also, London lows just here, isn't it? So, not really the best R2R. So I'm glad I stayed out of that one. We may get a little bit of a run down to London low, but if we had got that pullback, the R2R could have been a bit better. 47, 1-to-1 even. So glad I stayed out of that one. No, not really. Not really. We're in a little bit of a consolidative area though, so it's a little bit difficult. Oh, this NAS. What's the R2R on this one? That's the inversion fair value gap. If it closed below that week low, 35 points down to the fair value gap is 35. It's almost a 1-to-1. Okay, if we pull back a lot, I will take that NAS, but we need a decent pullback in the first 15 seconds. I think I may have missed it. I did miss it. Will we get a pullback? Okay. We did get a pullback. Now let's see if we can continue this and get the TDI shift down. I would like to see the TDA shift close below here. And we are looking at how it's going to behave in this fair value gap as well, so just got to be cautious of the top of this fair value gap. And the Dow pushing up strong. Go on, push down and get below that low. Do not want to see this wick up. If this wick's up, it may be over. I want to see this close below that low to the left. If this Dow doesn't close the candle to the left, I think I'll be looking to protect it / jump out. Oh, my buy limits. Okay, let's see how it closes in here. Don't push back up too much. Let's see how this candle closes on the NAS. Don't like the way it's moving so far. Want to see it close, push back down and close below. I think that may be it for this move if it doesn't. It's looking somewhat bullish. There's a bit of a bearish push, but really hoping it will close below the wick low, but I don't know if it will. Go on, push down and get below, don't close doji. Doji close. Alright, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. I don't like swept this. Close with a very doji candle, which means we could get an evening star push off here. I wanted it to close below to keep going through, but the fair value gap's there, the liquidity's there. I'm out. And I'm glad I am. Bless you. So we could see the NAS actually bounce from here. I was wondering if it would get below this low, which I didn't mark up, but there's this low here inside the fair value gap. Oh, there's actually this low here too. Big push up from here. It's going to be interesting because now we're kind of getting back up to that sweep before. This could just be the range of the day, so we just got to be careful. I think from here, I want to see get through the 15-minute fair value gap. At least coming down into like this area of supply and demand. Don't know if I'll get a trade through there. Makes it a little bit consolidated. Have you guys been looking at the lives at all? The live sessions, like afterwards or whatever?
Oh, no.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just... No. No, what I meant more in the fact of like, because there's like one or two people who view the live set. Like one person has viewed this live session already, and I was just curious if that's you guys or if it's just some random.
No, I haven't.
Because I haven't done any advertising or anything. I haven't even looked at them myself, to be honest. So like, yeah, I mean, you're in them. There's no real need to go review them unless you're reviewing your trades. But I haven't done any marketing or anything. I just started streaming them. But there's been a few people that have clicked on. So we got that true shift down, got that rejection from that key area, push back up, true shift back up, into more key area, consolidation, which is kind of, this is where I was expecting price to at least get held up or chop around. I think, is that Asia low? That must be, there's that Asia high. Must be Asia low. I think I'd like to see, like I said, I'd like to see the Dow push up to London high, previous day PSC London high, and then reverse to come back down. That would be more ideal for me for trading. Give us a little bit of room, because at the moment we're in this chop, we're ranging, we don't have too much. I want to see a bit of a breakout, come up, show a clean side of rejection or reversal, and then come back down. I mean, there's lots of little areas of liquidity and nothing major on the way up. Man, why are these so inaccurate? They should be on. So just having a little bit of a drive before the bears step back in would be nice. And then look to trade down. Oh. Potential break. And retest. But actually we've already taken out Asia low, so that's not actually a key level. What we'll be looking at is a run up to previous day London high. Not too bad. Looks like it's already filled it though. So what I was looking for is, does this create a fair value gap, which it kind of is, but does that fair value gap touch here yet? And it kind of already has. Asia low has been taken out, so that's actually not too important to us in this scheme of things. So what I'd be looking at for this trade, which I'm not going to take on my own account, my live account, to be honest, we'd be looking for something like this, 26 points, and TP previous day PSC or London high for a 1 to 2, right in between for a 1 to 2. I'm gonna put that in the demo. The fact that it's already tagged here means that I'm not really that interested in it. I do like it. I think it will go, but I don't know if it will actually get in there. And it's just not quite. It's just a little bit too high risk, if that makes sense. I do feel like we'll get up here.
It might crawl its way up.
Yeah, maybe one of those. So we didn't want to quite reach that limit. Wow, the Nas did want to bounce out of this fair value gap. Really push strong from there. I don't know. I think that could have actually been an okay option once we'd taken out London High and created this new high. So coming back down here, this buy that I was looking at could have been a potential option. Coming back up after we'd taken out that liquidity, but nonetheless, let's see what it does to the market afterwards. So again, we've taken out the previous market open high. We've tapped into a 1 hour fair value gap, just maybe looks like it kissed it. So this could be an area where we reverse, but from right where we are, there's only an IFVG entry model to play. And by the time that closes, we don't have the best R to R, so not really going to be getting an entry from that. Well, there's that entry playing, but I don't think that's going to be a good trade now. We've kind of come up a little bit higher, rejected, or big rejection down. Yeah, so that's basically a no trade. That's actually an inversion fair value gap that's just closed, but I wouldn't be too... I'm not too keen on it because I don't really like... This to me wasn't a key area or anything like that. Yeah, it didn't quite get up to the key area, so it could just be a bit of a pullback. I mean, we had the cloud shift here, now we're getting a retest of the cloud, which is sometimes a bullish move. But there is an inversion fair value gap here on the NAS now. Hey. I think we checked, there's no news today. I did check that quickly, but just...
It was at 8:30.
Yeah, okay. Cool, yeah, I thought so. I just needed to double. Oh, it did retest the cloud. So a cloud retest entry. Whoa. Must have moved with some volume because that entry was really late, 17 points late. I would have liked that to have been... When this candle closes, see how it came into the cloud and wicked out. Usually we only take it when it's in this blue, which is why I didn't want to take it on my account. But as this candle closes, like this beautiful doji with this tail inside the cloud, if it was in this section, you can trigger it right there. So trying to get it when the candle closes, but I was a bit late to the game and missed about 17 points. And it rejected hard, so... Oh, well. Looks like there's still some bears sitting up there. They're not done playing their game. Same with the NAS, still looks like there's some bulls that are still fighting off this higher time frame fair value gap, this 1 hour fair value gap. This candle would confirm the IFVG, but I do not like this. Like, I like the fact it's swept and come into a key area, but when it's kind of got 1, 2, 3, I don't really know how I feel about that. It kind of doesn't fill me with much confidence because you want it to push off with aggression and not bounce back consistently. So I would not. Yeah, you want it to be pretty aggressive. Like that was nice. That's nice and aggressive. So now, you know, you could be interested in it, but like I'm still not. I'm not going to take it on my live account. But that did confirm it. So the reason I take a lot of these trades on my demo account is because if I'm semi-interested in a trade, one, psychologically, it keeps me, if I'm not 100% sure, it allows me to trade the trade and not be in it on my real money. But two, it allows me to play out trades and just observe how they would kind of behave in in certain ways. Now, the actual chock for this move, that's a pullback there. So that's a reasonable pullback, and this is down now here. So yeah, I like to use the demo account on TradingView just to kind of observe trades, and like the ones where I'm like unsure about whether it's something specific or like I can vocalize why I'm not so sure about it. I can trade it to observe how it behaves, and that kind of gives me that trust in the move. So like this cloud indicator trade, like I wasn't really so sure on that one because it was just outside. But being able to trade it and watch it, okay, that actually did have some confidence. We didn't reach our key area, we pushed up, we pulled back, we bounced from there. That was technically an entry. Well, actually no, the candle it had to happen the candle before, so technically it was an entry, but still is actually playing out quite nice, right?
Yeah.
Target would obviously be around previous day PSC or London high. So this one gave the fair value gap down, and now we're retesting it. So it didn't give us the chock. It gave us the IFVG, but again, like I said, I wasn't that keen. Now we're kind of pushing back up. So we had a shift down. Shift up, shift down would be an entry, or a bearish engulfing out of a fair value gap would have been an entry. However, I'm not really that keen because we haven't had the chock yet. So unfortunately, I don't think we'd get an entry here because we haven't had our actual chock. So there's no change of character. This is just a pullback. So getting this kind of movement up here doesn't really do much until you get that confirmation. Now we're getting push. That will confirm the chock if it closes like that. That's a breakaway gap as well. Is that 1 to 2 for this one? Well, right at this low is 1 to 2. So that IFVG would have been a good entry.
It would have been.
But you don't know until after the fact. It's kind of hard to.
Okay. I just won this one.
It is, isn't it?
Then you guys send me the link to the YouTube. Like, how do I find
Oh
it?
yeah. Yeah. It's just under. Oh man. There you go. Almost both of those trades playing out there. Definitely would be moving that into protection. Well, Naz just hit TP on that one. Dow, literally a bee's dick away. There you go, that's the one. So both of those executing. Well, that is a big rejecting candle here on the NAS. I'm going to remove both of these because they don't actually mean much right now. Also invalidated these fair value gaps and this. Well, I can stay for a bit, but Yep. We got Lennon High there. So now there is potential opportunity coming up. If we get a clean chop down here. This does start to break. There's actually this as well on the NAS for potential sell, but
How you feeling today, Lorraine?
Oh, I feel okay.
That was funny.
It was a good kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those planned ones.
Yeah.
No, I know. If we're visiting these people, yeah, no.
smart move.
I think last time I did that, I did get up and trade, and it just didn't go well.
Makes the night before much more expensive.
It does, yes. Yeah, kind of takes the thrill and the fun you have the night before away totally.
Yeah. So I've now reached that encroachment area. Did I get it right? Of the NAS. Tagged that mid-range and bounced off that very strong. So the problem with this session is, like, I feel like it could easily just want to pull back and continue on, but this is a very, like, this is a 15-minute key area. This is a 1 hour just touched in. So while the top does play, you know, this is a area that I could, like, what I was thinking was putting a sell limit in here, because this is that break of fair value gap break of structure that's from the other side, plus the 50% retracement. So this isn't actually a bad spot, but because it's coming out of a 15-minute fair value gap, it could just blow straight through that and want to come up and grab more liquidity up here. So it makes it a little bit riskier. Again, I can put this one on the demo account to just see how it performs if it does, but I don't quite have the confidence in that. I would put my stop loss up here, 23 ticks. My TP would be back down. Well, that's a 1 to 2 back down to the previous low, which is quite a nice trade actually.
That's nice. Yeah.
So that's how I'd play that.
The just being annoying again.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
It does that, but we're in a key area now. So like right now, it's kind of making the decision: does it want to break out to the higher highs, like up towards Asia High, or are we going to reverse and come back down? But what I do like is even from the chalk, we do have like a decent amount of room to that key area from the start of the market, and it did get taken out. So really, what we're looking at is not so much this fair value gap, right? But also, but like really this low, because we've already kind of just been through it.
Right.
So with that in mind, we do really have enough R2R, and even if we take, you know, the market open order block, you know, we're still at the top of this fair value gap as well. So there's quite a lot for us to be able to trade down once we get that change of character. In fact, we've even got a higher change of character now here. I don't actually think that one was a legitimate one anyway. That was actually this one, but now we're up here. So we'll see.
And have you used sell limit orders at all? You buy them?
No, I tried that a couple. Sometimes actually I lied. Sometimes I do that if I see like a trade setup kind of happening before I'm about to go to work.
Oh, right.
Oh well.
You said do do.
Is that?
You said do do.
Is it do?
Mature trading with Jake.
I actually said do do.
Yep.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Exactly. That's what my wife puts up with all the time. Okay, so this is quite good. We've taken out previous day PSC, we've taken out London high, created a new high, and then what we've done is we've created a bit of inducement and pulled back to take out the high that made that on the lower time frame. So that's often a key sign that we may be reversing here. Now, the only thing is we've got a bit of liquidity here, and then we've got Asia high just up here, so it could go and attack Asia high as well. But this to me is nice movement that if we do want to come back down now and actually change the character, that to me shows me that it's more of the real move. Whether that happens or not, who knows, but...
That's interesting. On my chart, that previous high was not taken out yet.
Yeah, I just noticed that myself actually when I zoomed out. I was like, actually, on my broker that isn't taken out. I wonder if that's an Apex thing or if it's other brokers, but that's a good observation because
Your candles on your thing looks different than mine.
we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if it does take out that high.
Yeah, where Jake Doji is on the Dow, mine's the green candle with a bit of a body.
The thing is, though, I trust this more because this is Black Bull, and what we're all trading on is Apex, right? So Apex has their own feeds, obviously. But Black Bull's a pretty big broker. I mean, they do run it all through Rhythmic, so it's not like I'm not like expecting anything really suspicious or anything like that. But I do like this a little bit more now, because sometimes we do see some anomaly wicks on my Apex charts, but you know, maybe it's just a matter of staying out and being very cool. Like when you see stuff like that, I'd be like, okay, I won't take an IFEG. I mean, I don't want to here anyway because we've been in a strong upwards trend. I want to see that chalk and actually see the confirmation. But that's the kind of thing I was like, hang on, there's a discrepancy between the two charts. There's an IFEG entry you know what, I'm not going to take that in this particular case because of the discrepancy, if that makes sense. Oh, Naz, what are you doing? You're going to give... This is a hard one because this is a 15-minute fair value gap that's played quite well. We've then taken out, like on this most recent run, we've taken out the 2 areas of concern. We've come to that encroachment area. We've created a second low, which is quite strong. Now we're looking like we're going to create another leg to push back up and actually give that confirmation. So all of this is like entry opportunity, but I don't like that there's imbalance and a sell order that I may be interested in just above it. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to take this on my live because now we're looking at a buying opportunity with a change of character and stuff like that, with a kind of a really break and retest, not so strong selling opportunity. But the contradiction of the two with fair value gaps makes me a little bit, you know, torn. So it looks like we're going to get the chalk on the Naz. Oh, I take that back. Oh, there's a true shift entry on the Naz. Can I trade it right into that sell opportunity? Actually rejecting the TDR. So honestly, I think the next candle may come and enter this and reject. That's showing bearish still. Oh, do I want to enter this on my live account or not? This sell. The fact that I'm not certain means no.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing with trading is you got to know when to be aggressive and you got to know when to back off, and this is a tough one because I feel like this could be a place like... Actually, I suppose the more I speak it out, already missed this by not being aggressive, but that should not have any effect on this trade. So that doesn't mean I should be extra aggressive on this because I wasn't on this. So it came up and did what I thought it would do, but it didn't get to that key area. I thought it may come in and get that 50%. 50% retracement, break of structure retest area, all that kind of good stuff. But didn't want to do it. Did push off pretty aggressively though, rejected that TDI shift.
Good call.
So we got the change of character, but rejected heavily. They're right in that fair value gap right now. So it could potentially be that this was the push up, this was the pullback, the fair value gap's not going to play, but I don't think so. I think the bears are more in the market here. And I think we're going to come back down and start to clear this 15-minute fair value gap. It's still in play. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I was thinking about marking that up. This is the highest high candle, and we did get a close below that, which then pushed back up. Yeah, I mean, I think technically yes.
There's simply nothing to
Yeah.
gaps. There's just nothing going on.
There's no volume kicking off there either. Because what you want to find is you want to find the highest bullish candle, and then you want to see if a candle closed below the wick low, which it kind of did here, but not here. So I feel like this is a bit of a trap. It's very, very hard, this one. This one's a very, very close one.
Too close.
Right now is definitely a new chalk. So now we have a new low. But we got to wait to see what the market does here if we wanted to. So we've also had the TDS shift down. So what we could see is a TDS shift up, down rejection, which gives us that chalk and then starts to move with some volume.
Yeah, there has to be some convincing volume.
That's a nice bearish engulfing candle that will give the chalk. Didn't see now. If there was a fair value gap here, I would take this bearish engulfing out of a fair value gap. I would take it, but there isn't, and it has to close bearish engulfing and close below the low, which it did. Well, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So now there is potential that if this candle closes the way it's going to, that will be a breakaway gap, and that'll be a breakaway gap with a chalk. So it's not a bad move. Now I would like to see it close below here, the breakaway gap, in order for me to want to enter that. The thing is, we've got to keep in mind that if this is actually the highest wick and hasn't been taken out, then this is the actual real chalk. So depending on which broker we're going on, if this candle high is still sitting up higher, this is the low that created that high, then the real chalk is actually right here. And what we've got right here is just a fair value gap and some liquidity. So we could see a strong bounce off this, just like we did. And so that came up and bounced pretty nicely, but again, didn't quite give us the entry that we wanted. This could be a final sweep before pushing back up bullish again. So I'm still uncertain about the NAS, whether it wants to go bullish or bearish. It is, creating slight bearish momentum, but if this wicks up and the bulls step in here, it could change character here and continue to push up again. Oh, Dal, why do you tease us so?
Drives me nuts.
Okay, we just got to keep an eye on it. Although we haven't got an entry down here, and it's playing around a lot, there is still potential. Oop. You guys still there?
So tempting to get in, but it has to close below the top. It has to have nothing.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
I dropped out for a second. Boom! That's the kind of volume step that I was expecting to kick in. So this from the NAS, bang bang. That's the kind of move that I was expecting to see.
Where did
No, I'm not in. But look at the push off that we're getting from there.
Yeah, wow.
I didn't actually check this out. I got disconnected just then from
Oh,
the internet, and it removed my orders.
okay.
Now we're maybe getting the chalk. Okay, now this is an area where I would be, if it plays and sets up properly, I would be more inclined to take the break of structure if it closes the fair value gap, right? Gives us that gap and then comes and retests this. This is an area that I wouldn't mind now. Especially if we consider this to be the real chalk. Did that close below or not on your guys' charts?
I don't know what I did on mine.
It's like bang on, isn't it? So what we're looking at here is if that happens, this is the entry. I can't do it on here. So this would be the entry, right? If it does come back, you can do very tight with that, or you can do right up here with 35. You know what? I'm going to set it up on my live account. Did that candle close yet? 3 seconds. Okay. So I did set that up, but it looks like we got the breakaway gap in the end. This closed just below here. So this is a breakaway gap, which means it may not come back to here. But we'll see. What I'm looking for is just to pull back up to here, tag me in, and then continue the move down to basically here. I think if it is going to happen, it will happen on this or the next candle. The Dow closing below the low. But it may just go. Looks like it might go without us. We may get a kickback from here, but we're getting to the point now where a kickback from here is still quite a big one. But actually, based on this, didn't pull back far enough, so that's not even really a chock. We're getting the same sort of setup here on the Maz as well, the break and structure. Retest. Which has just been triggered.
On the NAS?
Yep, I was just a bit late to it though. The NAS needs to basically close below that low and continue on. The fact that it wicked there is a bit tight. Doesn't want to keep going, does it? Okay, doji candle here on the NAS won't be good, but if we can get that push to keep going, oh, it's a tough one. Didn't quite break, but close below that week low. Go NAS. How's it going to close? 8 seconds. Okay, not too bad. Let's get a bit of a run going. Oh, there's that area of liquidity just there though. How's it going to behave on that area of liquidity?
Are you protected here, Jake?
I haven't pressed the button, but yeah, you know what? Yes, I should.
You should.
Yeah.
Too slow?
No, not too slow. Well, yes, I just clicked it in one spot,
Oh.
but like I'm not in a very good spot, so I was thinking about moving it a little bit further, but I wasn't able to capture the extra points on that move. If it's gonna close like this, I think I'll be out. Yeah, whoa. That's basically got to push back. No.
Stop, Phil.
Okay, is it filled though? Because I don't know what just happened then. Ah, man. Yeah, okay, so I'm out of that trade. On the NAS. Oh, and I just got tagged in on the Dow.
Yeah.
I've really got to be careful of this one. That's got to pull back hard now. That big push off just then is not really the candle you want to enter on. I think I'm going to have to take a loss on this if it doesn't reject hard. In fact, if it does start to push back down and leave a wick below the entry, I will probably capture some of that because that was... Okay. How's this going to close? Is it going to close above or below entry? Push back down and close below entry. Oh, literally on entry. Shit. Okay. Well, I've got to protect this position, but... Yeah, okay, let's just do that. And then if it pushes back at all, it starts to flip red, I'll bring it down even further. Flip red. Okay, it is flipping red, but not really with much conviction. Let's just do that. This candle basically has to go bearish, otherwise I'm out. How's it going to close? Closes bearish engulfing. I'll stay in. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Keep going.
Whoa.
Are you in this one too, Lorraine?
No, I was scared to go in.
Oh.
Are you in it?
I am. I'm a little concerned that we're in a 1 hour bullish fair value gap retest, but I think we can go down.
What's this candle going to do? Come on, push down. Close below that wick low. 35 seconds.
No, fair value now.
Oh, did it?
Looking good. European.
Come on, push bearish. Keep going down. Don't close doji like that. That's not the candle I want to see. 2, 1. Oh, that's a really shitty candle. It's not doji enough, but it's also not bearish enough. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. You know what? Let's just... That's enough of a pullback of that. This now needs to push bearish. Go. The NAS is pumping up. You know what? I'm just gonna... Yeah. Okay. If that pushes up anymore, I'm out.
I know, it looked like it was going to tank and then it like totally reversed off there.
Yeah. Boom.
How's this candle going to close? Bullish or bearish?
Fair value, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm basically at break even now. So this candle has to just go straight bearish, otherwise I'm out. I feel like it gaps down, but keep pushing. Nope, does not want to go. Okay, got me. I'm out of break even. I feel like it got me and now it's going to go.
I hope for my sake that's what happened.
I hope for your sake it is too. I really do. I really do. I wasn't sure why I was so aggressive on the defense there, but I was.
You might be onto something there.
If I was in this trade, or I am in this trade on here, I would definitely have had my stop here, which I did for a bit, and now I would have my stop here. Bastard. I should have waited 2 seconds.
I haven't moved my stop yet. I should. I'm just leaving it at that wick high still.
That's a safe bet. I mean, if you're happy to take that mitigated loss, then that's completely fine.
Yeah, so I guess I could move it back to the fair value, the top of that fair value gap. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, the fair value gap's already been mitigated, so it's not really a strong
Yeah, you're right.
point anymore.
We can break this.
TDI shift, unshift on the NAS now taking off nicely. That's a nice candle for this move.
Yeah, that is nice.
Break below this cluster.
Now the NAS is going to go. That shift, unshift, looks like it may play. I was so close again. As the TDI shift, unshift with an inversion fair value gap is really nice, but the R2R down to London low. Oh, may have.
Good nerves, Eddie.
Good job, Ed.
Yeah. Wow.
Man, it literally got me out like at the top, tippity top of this wick.
Yeah.
Let's see if it hopefully closes below here. If it doesn't, I may move your stop loss to break even or a little bit more, but I want to see it close below here. Because that's a double. So this is the real chock, right? And that's the thing. It bounced off here, strong, entered. We want to see it break that chock.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't do that, at this point, I don't know what your R2R is, but you must be up 1-1 almost. Oh, man, that's a tough one. It gave a bearish candle and gave a wick. Like, that's a really hard one.
So like, we got 2 minutes left till. That's when we'll see the move either way. Either it'll break or not. I've moved my stop now to the. I guess that wick high there, so just not quite break even, but pretty small. It would be a small loss. But at that swing high is where I put my stop. Which looks like. Oh well.
You see, the problem with doing stuff like that is like this is the hard part. Where right now, taking profit at this point, you've got a 1-to-1. Putting it back there, it comes back and you almost get nothing. I've done that a few times in this session already, and then it starts to play into psychology. So that bullish engulfing is kind of like, okay, so now that the candle's pushing, what I would do personally, now that the candle's starting to push bearish, I'd probably just bring it to the top of this and hope that the candle continues to push bearish. Because what's going to happen is we're going to push down, and if the bears are in the market, they're probably going to come and take the low. But if the bulls are in the market, then they're going to push down for the first half and then push back up.
Okay, so we're at the top of that red candle then, or the green wick.
Yeah, basically. That's how I would play this, in the hopes that the bears are going to continue the market down and go. And if they don't, then if they break back up here, it's probably going to come to basically where your stop loss is anyway. Now, it may not happen, but that's the probability of the situation as it stands, I would say. And now they're starting, yeah. And then look at that. So hopefully you got out where you got out, and you didn't lose that big push of whatever, 40 points, right?
Yep.
That's really good. That's really good management. You held on. We got the sign that it wasn't going to change. We then got a bullish engulfing. That was like a We started to push back. You locked in as much profit as you can, still giving it the room to go. And then it didn't. It turned, and look at it now. You would be out with the loss. So good job.
Yeah, no, I'm quite that played out picture perfect.
Yeah. I mean, picture perfect.
I was hesitant. I was like, oh, I don't know, and then I was like, no, do it.
Yeah.
So,
Nice. I mean, it still may go down from now, but what we got to think about is the management. What we wanted was the trigger here and then the break and go. We didn't get that, so we managed it to maximize. And then now we may get another entry or something like that. But now we've got a beautiful, like W double bottom. Like that to me is telling that the bulls are stepping in here. And you grabbed your points. You walked away with a small win, or maybe even a 1-to-1.
actually, it was 24 points I got out of that one, so it's quite, it's not bad. That's not chump change.
Nice. I got two. Here's the thing. It might go down now, but you probably would have been taken out where your stop loss was, right?
Yeah. But again, like it's one thing to say, like it's another thing to be like, okay, well, you know, you're at a 1-to-1, and then now you're willing to accept full like 5-point loss.
Yeah.
Great. Like
Exactly. So she's a scalper. It's happened to me a few times. I mean, you know, it's that teeter-totter, right? Like yesterday, I got into 2 trades that actually went, but I got out too early because of that exact situation. You know, today my trade here, probably a little bit too aggressive on the same thing, but you know, it also affects you when you're like, oh man, I was up like 1.5% and it came all the way back down and got nothing. Like that happened to me the day before, I think, where we were up by like. Remember, I said my TP wasn't set properly. I'd hit my 1-to-2. It wicked back aggressively, and I took 3 points or something. I was like, oh man, come on.
yeah.
So.
Listen, I've got to go to work.
All right, Ed. Take it easy. Good job today.
Have a good weekend. All right, thanks, bye.
You too. See you next week.
See you guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And in a trade like that too, like where he got out, it did show signs of reversing. There's always re-entry.
Exactly.
Right? Rather than
You know, we may get a break and retest here, and we can get in here with a nice R2R and continue to move down. Like that's still very possible. We're creating that fair value gap now, but you got to understand there's a bunch of bulls here buying up, and we got to wait till they're actually like exhausted, and that we can actually continue down if we want to continue to sell.
I think given the market conditions, that was a really good trade, well managed trade.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he did well.
Yeah.
And you know, on most of these trades, most of these wickbacks, your first target is the low again. Like that's really where you want to be targeting. And I know Ed doesn't have as aggressive stop loss system as me sometimes, which is completely fine. But in this particular case, you get the entry there. Safe step base is up here, 30 points. down to the previous lows, you know, which it kind of almost did. It's 1 to 1.5.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you go more aggressively into the fair value gap, you would actually have been taken out. So that doesn't matter.
And 30 points is reasonable.
Yeah, 30 points is good.
I think the conditions today dictate lesser expectations for sure.
Yep. And I think that's a really good thing to keep in mind and to acknowledge is that expectations, the lesser like what are your expectations on a day like today, you know? And we expected it could be a bit choppy. We kind of had a pull back down here, then a gradual move up to London higher, but then we didn't really get the chop, which is kind of where we're expecting to get a reversal. Or we did, but no real entry. Came down. We're chopping around here. It may continue down, but like it hasn't really been that clean.
Not clean moves.
Yeah.
Chop up, chop down. It's a trap day.
Yeah. I've taken 1, 2.
Kind of expecting. It's kind of expecting.
I've taken 3 trades. I missed the one good one on the NAS, this IFVG, but I was a bit nervous about it, right? And I missed this break of structure retest on the Dow. Oh, sorry, no, it was this one, wasn't it? It was this one, the wick in. But again, that wasn't exact setup, so it doesn't actually count. But that was a nice move on the demo. And this one didn't get targeted in. But yeah, still like most of the trades today have been pretty hard to manage. Like I think they haven't been the easiest trades to.
Hard to get into it now. It's not my kind of trading day for sure.
Yeah. I was going to say, look, we do actually have a fair value gap here and a bearish engulfing out of it, but you need that to confirm the chalk, and it would be a pretty aggressive trade.
On the 5-minute, it's played very nicely out of that 5-minute sell fair value gap. And where you guys got in, it's just been below it the whole time.
The NAS has played beautifully as well. We had a TDI, shift, unshift, and then that fair value gap created and then played beautifully out of it. And then, yeah, you're right, the 5-minute was nice too. Fair value gap, pull back in, just kind of a couple of wicks, but still.
Yeah, a couple of wicks, but it's really nice when it wicks and then closes below.
Yeah. This shift up, shift back down is quite nice as well. Don't know what the R2R would have been on that for the true shift. We've got 40 points. Oh yeah. 60 points. I do think the NAS is going to come down and get this London low, which is why I was quite okay getting into a trade here, but I didn't quite take this one. And this one I just got taken out of. Hey, you know what? I think I might call it a day. I was kind of looking what more, and I was like, actually, you know what? I've taken 3 trades. They've all been wins, but like one small one and then 2 basically break evens. I think I'm just going to walk away and not overdo it, because right now 1 full loss would take away 3 disciplined trades. I'm in the green. I'm just going to call it a W for today and just walk away. I've kind of had 3 not so big days, but you know, just baby days. Yeah.
The big move happened after hours. I think I'm going to start trading Asia.
Well, it's quite interesting actually, because like on the call we picked some good trades, right? Like I've had 4 or 5 really good trades which would have hit TP, but I didn't take them so much on my live account, so I was a bit more nervous on my live account, so I was a bit more reserved. I definitely was a bit more aggressive on the demo, which is completely fine and expected, but there was a few trades which Actually played out really nicely. I think I hit a few full TPs over the last 3 days on my demo account.
On the demo.
But I don't even know if I hit.
Good idea.
I don't even think I hit one full TP on the live account, which means that either I'm nervous, as, like I could be more aggressive in the trades I enter, or I need to be a little less aggressive in the way that I manage. One of those two things is true. Because I've actually taken a lot of break-even trades this week. I mean, I did have a pretty big red week last week, and I'm just getting into the new setup, so maybe that's got some side effect to it. But you know, it did.
I would expect that would affect things a bit. The new setup always changes things. But
Yeah.
that is really interesting, the difference in the demo.
Yeah, I think if we went back to the live, I mean, there was at least 3 or 4 TPs hit this week, at least. I mean, just in this session we had the 2, right? We had this one hit TP, and the Naz hit TP down here. So, you know, like that's the thing. I took this trade on the Naz on my demo because I was like pretty like the IFVG took out the high, tagged the higher time frame. I did like it. Then we got the TDI kind of shifted down. I was like, oh, that's not bad. So I took it. Can't remember if the TDI had happened or if I just took the IFVG, but either way, took it with the pullback, and then it hit the TP. But I was a little bit nervous on my live account, so you know, it means that we're observing stuff, but maybe I'm a little bit too nervous or whatever. So there's just I think there's a lot I can learn, maybe going back and looking at them and assessing.
Well, and that is interesting too, because I remember at the time you calling it, in actual fact, it has hit all the points it needs to hit to make it a legit entry.
Yeah.
And why was it at the time? Because that's how I was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, it needs to go back and review those things, and I mean, that's kind of the growth that you need to do on the review sessions is like, okay, what, and that's why I quite like also trading the demo at the same time, is because you know it gives us that ability to like, okay, these. So actually, what we should have been doing. Remember how we talked about the trades taken, trades skipped,
Yes.
and that fill-in sheet that we should be tracking and filling them in. Well, all the trades that I took on the demo account today that I didn't take on the live account, those are the trade skipped trades that I should be tracking. It's exactly what it's for. That's exactly what I should be logging. So maybe I should go back and have a look at that. I really need. So that's what the school community is about. So the school community that I started is not so much about like, I'm going to teach you how to trade. It's review, it's analytics, it's going through and journaling, it's understanding the psychology, it's like diving into the stuff that we talk about doing and do sometimes but not all the time. And so that's kind of the whole point of the school community that's developing.
So can you have 2 trading views opened up? Like I trade my evaluation on trading view. Can I open up another trading view on laptop to trade demo?
I think you can have 2 instances maybe. I know that, and it depends. It also depends on if you're on the premium or the if you pay for the premium, I think you can have multiple sessions, like 2 or 3 sessions.
We'll try that.
I'm not sure. Like I can have 2 screens here. Like you've got multiple screens, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you could have it on the same computer and just put one screen, the demo, one screen, the live, and you could click the demo buttons on the one thing and log into paper trading, and on the other one it'll be different brokers obviously. Like here I've got Black Bull, and the other one will be your TraderVate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could. Just make sure you know the difference and don't start clicking on the other one. For me, it's very easy. It's NinjaTrader and TradingView, so there's no real confusion. But yeah. Anyway. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there today. It was not too bad in the end. What did we do? We took 3 trades. First trade was like 0.5% or 0.25%. Next trade was 2 points, and the next trade was also 5 points.
Hey, it's a green day.
It is a green day. I'm not complaining. I should have Yeah. I kind of sat in the middle as well. Like I protected too aggressively, but not enough at the same time. So I should have. This is a thing that I went through for a while. It's like, like I should protect this position, but like, no, I'm either going to lock in profit or I'm going to let it ride in the right stop loss spot, not just like. I mean, Ed was right when he said he protected on this trade. I was like, no, I'm not, but I should. And I just dropped my stop loss here,
Yeah.
and that was here. And then this candle dipped down and then pushed up, and I was like, the reason I said bugger is because I tried to drag my stop loss down here, but it was too late. And I was like, you know what, I should have just captured. And then I ended up having this candle come up and take me out. And my stop loss was up here. And so if I hadn't, if I had to let it be, I think it was up here, or maybe I'd moved it down to the low, because that's what I usually do with this trade. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, just doing that kind of like in between phase is not ideal. It's either let it run or lock it in. And I did that on this trade and on this trade. I kind of was like, oh, I should have just let it be here and waited. But I kind of dragged it here because that was break even. But what I was doing was like thinking about the P&L, like, oh, I don't want to take a loss because my previous trades have not been big, so if I take a loss then I'll end up red today. Well, that's the wrong psychology. I should have just left it where it was safe, accepted the loss, and I probably would have gotten out roughly where Ed, if I was with, I probably would have got out roughly where Ed was as well. Which would have been a 1-to-1, but that doesn't matter.
And I can open up my paper trading account. And it's in profit.
Nice.
I haven't been in there for a long time. Geez, I'm like $1,600 in profit on this one.
Yeah, I don't do any of the correct lot sizing or anything for my paper trading, so I got no like any of the proper risk management. I just press it in to sort of drag and drop. But what do we?
That's what I'll use it for. No, that'll be very useful. I think
Yeah, like
that will help on the days where it's very consolidated and you just want to start trading and all that.
yeah, it definitely helps to press the button in a safe space that's not actually pressing the button. I mean, I don't know if that's the best thing in long-term practice, but it's not too bad. So what do we? Today's the 9th. Took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did we take 6 paper trades today?
Really?
Must have. First one's loss of $6, then 113, then 27. 3 losses first. Well, there you go. That's why you got to track it all, because it's all good to say.
It didn't seem like quick trade.
Did not, did it? Oh well. Is what it is. Look, we didn't take out London though either, so just getting that real back and forth.
It's so back and forth. I mean, I'm just looking at the 4-hour chart, the candles, and it's just. Somebody will have to bomb something to.
The market's moving again.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for, I'm sure someone will.
Kidding. Wasn't out there. Yeah.
These days, who knows what Trump's doing?
Yeah. Being quiet, that's always worrying.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because if this had have actually taken out London low, I would be more enticed to buy up on the NAS now. But we didn't take out the low for London low, so I feel like we could just be lingering to inducement. I mean, we did have a low and this key second low, which we've taken out. So, whoopsies. This key second low, which we have taken out. So maybe that's all it wanted to come, and usually when this happens, when you don't take out London low and it holds, but creates a bottom right near it, that's when you're shifting bullish and we're going to take out. So that's like internal, like last dip's internal, and you're going to take out external. So like a big push up into here. Like I feel like now it's going to come up and come into here. But it could still come down and take out this low before doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I know that's where I was taking a lot of indecision, where it just about reaches
Well,
London.
the thing is, we took out London High, right? And so therefore, we've done a reversal. So what we do to continue that distribution, we pull back somewhere inside that push, and then we continue on to external. So we've reversed full on. We went up, took out London High, came back down, created a second low before taking out London Low, and then pushing back up. Means we're probably going to go and take out the highs that we just took out. So if that happens, then we could reasonably expect it.
External to internal, and I'll go back to external.
Well, it's kind of hard in this situation because if you go to like the hourly, we've had this big push up, so we're really in a bullish trend, right? And then on the most recent, like if you go to the 15-minute, we are in the bearish. So, but this is like a pullback. So we created a low, and now we're just in this. So we created this low and this high. We're kind of just in that range, but we have been kind of chopping like this. So when we talk about internal and external, we really need to kind of it's a hard situation because of the time framing here. But we've broken this like low, lower high, higher low to a new higher high, which took out London High, to then come down and take out this and this. So now that we're taking out this but not taking out this, it tells me that we're going to come and make a higher high, which comes into here. But that higher high could just be taking out these liquidity levels before continuing down with this higher time frame trend, which then comes and breaks these lows to come back in here. So it makes it a little bit difficult. And right now we're getting a beautiful doji sweep, inversion fair value gap, 15-minute candle. So that's telling me we've had the low, and if you want to get even more, we've got the low with the 50, like on the 15-minute time frame, we've got the order block here. Right? We created liquidity just above the encroachment zone of the order block. We then swept that, took out some lower liquidity, and now we're reversing very strongly, pushing up. And this could come and take out highs. Like on the 15-minute point of view, we've got about 9 more minutes, but it's pushing up really aggressively. So if this closes with an inversion fair value gap, like this to me, 15-minute market, if we're trading the 15-minute market, this closes with an inversion fair value gap, you could even set like an order that goes something like this. Oops, did not mean to do that, but who cares, we're in a buy. Something like this, stop loss down to these lows, 45 points. So wait for this to close, then pull back in to the top of the fair value gap. Potentially it will come down to here. And then, targeting previous highs or even the next area of liquidity above the highs. But safer move would be here. The assumption is that this closes in 8 minutes, pulls back, tags you in, and then goes and retests, if not breaks, the external, the lower time frame external highs, and then off we go into somewhere here. So you could set it, something like this. That's a 1 to just over 1 to 2 or something, 1 to 2.5, whatever. Especially on the 1 minute, we did get this nice fair value gap break. So this was like a high. We did actually get a chop sooner, but not really a convincing one. And then we got this break of structure with the fair value gap, which really pushed out, came back in.
I like that one.
Yeah, to me, there's no real okay, we're reversing. Yes, technically this is the low. This is the high that made that low. We closed above it. This is a high. We closed above it here, but they're all really wicky and not so nice inside fair value gaps. So. But yeah, that's a bit much for me today. I think that'll be it. Taken 3 trades. Hasn't been the most profitable, but very well protected, I guess. And it's always nice when all of your trades go into profit in the right direction, don't come back. But yeah, they weren't the proper trades of the day. There was a 1 buy on the Dow and 1 sell on the Nas, which were kind of, I would say, the proper trades. But nonetheless, we did okay. Did you take any trades today?
No, I didn't.
No. So patiently.
Yeah, and it's even consolidating even more.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like,
Just furniture.
yeah, when you look at this, and especially like this is where we wanted to sweep and then come down. We didn't really come down. I mean, Ed probably got the only points that were really available on the bearish move on the Dow. This was the only trade that I actually really liked on the Dow, but it's not really, you know, it's just one candle too late. And yeah, there's just a lot of if buts, ands, and maybes that weren't great.
Yeah, and I'm just really training myself to honor those chops a lot
Yep.
more.
And you should.
As waiting for other indications, like a gap being left, at a key level someplace. I really think they're worth waiting for.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That they really are. And when you just trade them, like, okay, my management hasn't been great this week, but I think the win rate, if we were to leave most of the trades, have been, have been pretty good. I realize that my 1 to 2 setup is not on this computer; it's on my old one, so I got to change that over the weekend. But a lot of the trades, I got into this trade here, which was quite nice on the. Yeah, I had a super tight. I had a 25-point stop loss, but I could have had a 20-point stop loss easily. Could have even had a 15-point stop loss, but I was too I didn't have time to change it because it pulled up and tracked my entry, so I just pressed the button. But I mean, that came down all the way down here was almost at 1 to 2. So if I had have had the right R to R, I probably would have been locked in and almost close to taking my 1 to 2 on that trade, right?
Yeah, those are beautiful when you can get those small stop losses.
Yeah, I do have a 15-point stop loss set up, and I do have auto trailing in place when it gets to 1.8, 1.5, so I'm not leaving that much on the table, because sometimes when you take those smaller trades, you don't realize that you got a really tight entry, but like it's moved and you're already at 1 to 2, but you don't realize because it's a higher volume.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and here goes the Dow in the opposite direction, not actually taking out the lows.
Wicking again now. Still wicking back out of that 5-minute fair value gap. That's been wicked. I'm sure it's not valid. I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
Staying below it.
Yep. Right, I'm going to call it there because otherwise I'm going to start hunting and stuff again.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Okay, thanks for the week. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Actually, got to see what we did for my. I've got to put this in the weekly trade sheet before I go. How do we go today? We went 3 and 0.
Big fake out on that wick, see?
Yep.
Trapping people. Left, right, and center.
What do we end up with? What's my leader count? 26. 73.50, so just under 1%. Not bad, actually. 73.50. 80 is 1%. That puts us 0.9% basically. Yeah, not bad. I mean, a lot of my trades this week were kind of up, and I was giving them the room to actually take, to go to 2%, but they didn't, and so I ended up taking quite a lot of break evens or smaller wins on them. But yeah.
Yeah, like I think actually for that
I think also coming off this, like this was the first week back, and I blew it like a challenge. I just traded a challenge account here and blew it, and then I had 3 losses here, and then that's not right. That must be 1 and 4, I think, the other way around. So I had a pretty bad week, and I was actually up quite a lot. I was actually up like 1%, and then right at the end I tried to force that. I was on my own, and so that was a bit of a psychological fuck up to go down 5%, and also that kind of dollar. And so I think I wanted to try and make up for that, but I still had a 3.6% week. That's a pretty good week.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Here I was thinking it was a shitty week, but 3.6.
Wow.
This week I'm up 3.6%. Or 3.6R, let's say. And if we go back to since we've kind of made this shift when I had that break, you know, we're talking somewhere here. I think that was here. Where I've really turned a corner and started trading properly again. We've had only, last week was my only negative week.
That was the only one.
And actually for a while, it's not bad.
That's good. So that's how many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 weeks?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 weeks. One negative week, which was last week. Where I did all the changing and moving and shifting, which is not too bad. And then
That's good record.
6 positive weeks, so not too bad. Especially compared to when I was overtrading and fucking up so much before.
Oh, that doesn't seem to kind of exist anymore.
Yeah, I know. Since I've had these dice, I have not overtraded it. It's just gone. Like
That's amazing.
the dice really helped me.
So do you even think about that anymore, or is it just
No.
not?
No, it's unbelievable how finding the right trick can completely shift your mindset. Like I tried multiple things and I've tried this and I've tried that, but now it doesn't even seem like it was an issue before. Like there's no part of me. The only time it happens is if I switch to like a separate account and I know that I'm not trading properly and I'm doing something unique. I'm like, I'm gonna try and trade this out of a spot, or I'm gonna try and trade this aggressively to pass a challenge or something like that. Apart from that, if I'm just and that is me accepting that I'm doing something different, whether that's good behavior or not. Like that's to be determined. But unless I'm doing that, I'm with these dice here. I put them in, I do my thing, and I'm like, oh yeah. There's never even like a, and it's slowed my trading right down. It's really. I mean, it could be a combination of everything coming to line at the same time, but it's really helped. Really helped.
And it didn't seem to take long.
No. It literally was like trading like shit, take a week off, come back from taking a week off, still trading like shit, overnight thinking, what do I do? I know I've got an idea. The very next day when I first did it, which was here, I had 2 wins, 3 losses, and stopped the overtrading. And since then, literally 5, 2, 5, 5, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 4, 2, none, 3, 5, none, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3. Not one time has I overtraded my rules. Unbelievable, hey? Unbelievable.
That's very cool.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what I think lots of traders don't understand is you just have to keep like poking and prodding to dig at a problem psychologically that you have, and once you've found that problem, you need to try 3 or 4 different things in order to eliminate that or create a different habit around it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you know what the issue is, but knowing what the issue is doesn't stop you from doing it. So you've actually got to implement certain things, and sometimes they seem ridiculous, sometimes they seem radical. Like when I was closing my eyes to stop revenge trading, it seemed so over the top, but it stopped my overtrading in like a couple of weeks. And then I continued to do it for a few more months to build that habit, but I don't do it anymore, and I don't have that need to revenge trade. And so it's just about doing
Went from revenge trade to overtrading, so those guys help for revenge trading.
Well, what would happen? Would I'd still overtrade, but I would like wait discipline, and then I'd take a trade, and then I would like bang, 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 jump in like heaps of times. Now overtrading, this is a slightly different issue where like I wouldn't go, I've lost that, I've won that. Like there were a couple of times where that habit came back, and I realized that habit was coming back because of it. And so I think I even said when we were in this thing, like maybe I should go back to closing my eyes because I'm doing X, Y, Z. But it was not so much about like I'm now just revenge trading and like I've hit a stop loss, let's buy. I've hit it like I would take 10 trades in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you know, because that was the revenge trading when I didn't close my eyes. But then this one is I got out of that trade. Here's an okay setup. It's like a C grade setup, but I'm going to take that anyway.
Yeah.
And then like I've taken a loss. No, now I'm going to take that. And then like maybe the last 2 or 3 were like, oh shit, I should have bought here because I actually have seen something different, and I'll buy it just when I hit my stop loss. And so there was that going on, but yeah, it really has shifted from one thing to the next, and now moving on quite well from what it has been like. So yeah. There we go. Now we got the move. Now the down wants to do it.
Good. Now we can start.
So this is actually an interesting one because this is where it could come back to. So right now there is an opportunity. Like this is a breakaway gap, but look where we're targeting, right? What we could see is this is the break of, because this was such a big push back, came up, broke structure. We have not really reached the fair value gap or anything like that I figured we would actually be bouncing from. So what we could see is a pullback right up to this line. Now, if it creates the fair value gap, you could take an entry, but I don't know if we're going to get that opportunity. That's a really ugly pullback. So it did, but what you'd be doing is selling it right now, basically. Stop loss would be up here, and you'd be wanting it to just reject that and come down to here. But that's not a really pretty one. What could happen, which I don't mind, is if we get a doji candle there and go. But what this is probably doing, consolidation, manipulation. And now if we get the close of that, we're going to potentially get a IFEG, shift, unshift, and looking to go bullish. But this is why I'm not trading anymore. For today.
Just be in for more of the same. Did a little sweep.
I don't know which trades are in and which aren't, but it doesn't really matter. This demo account. Yeah, so this to me now is looking the opposite, like a sweep, true shift down, TDI shift up, invalidating that fair value gap, and now looking to continue to move bullish. But that's the trap day that we're in. So.
It is a trap day because it's also not just moving the other way either. Like at this point, this would be move.
Yeah, you want it to kind of take off, but it's kind of hesitating. Yeah. Right, well, I'm definitely going to call it a day now. We've done that. And
Just about got it there.
oh, really?
No, but it's just all it did was sweep and to take on. It's really valuable. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jake.
All right, then. Thank you. And have a great weekend.
I will.
And we'll, yep, sounds good. All right, bye.